Are you ready? Roll it!
Hi everybody, this is Tiffany and we are back for day 12 of our video blog challenge, and today we have a special guest. See, I told you I had something special this week, so haha. Today's why is... Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing at myself because I'm looking over there. I'm looking like that. Okay, now.
Okay. Today's why is why it is important to wear at least some makeup while you're doing your pictures. So today's special guest is Patricia Moore from Reflections Loving Me Makeup Artistry. I have done some pictures for her before in the past. Her makeup is absolutely phenomenal. If you need a makeup artist, by all means contact her. Check her out on her Facebook page. It's awesome. And she is going to give us a few tips of what you can do for just like a natural look when you're doing pictures and putting that fresh face forward. So, Patricia, how do we look special in pictures? Okay.
So, to get a fresh face, well, the first thing you need to start with is a good skincare routine. Every fresh face starts with a great foundation, and your skin is your foundation. So if you don't take care of your skin, then the makeup part won't look the way that you think it should. Most of the time you see beauty pictures and you see the stars and you wonder, oh my God, that looks so great. Granted that they may be spending thousands of dollars on skincare doctors and products, but it's very simple. All you need to do is cleanse, treat, moisturize, and protect. And when I say protect, you should always be wearing an SPF, whether it's sunny outside, cloudy, or whether you're inside. You should also be exfoliating and at least doing a mask twice a week. So that's how you start off with a fresh face. The second part is you want to find a foundation that looks great on camera. You might have to go to your cosmetic stores. You might have to try on a few just to see which one that you like. They have powders, they have liquids, and they have cream to powders. There's so many different varieties, and I advise you to go and just kind of play around, get samples if you can, and see which formula works for you. But it should be a formula that's in high definition. High definition makeup looks fabulous on camera.
Now, you mentioned HD. What is that?
Well, okay, let's start here. From the camera perspective, what does the camera see in HD? Like, how do you see pictures? How do you see people when they're in an HD camera?
Generally, it's more like you see brighter colors. You see clearer as far as like your pixels, which I know is industry term. Most of the clients don't really know what that is, but like you see more of the skin, more of the face, more of the clothing. Everything seems brighter in a sense.
And that's the same thing with the makeup. HD makeup, I tend to see is a little bit more natural. So if you're looking for more natural looking fresh face skin, go with HD. And the reason being is because the molecules, the way the molecules are made in the formula, they're more circular. So when light hits it, it places it on your skin in the right place where it needs to go. Most foundations have reflective properties, which means the light hits you and it kind of reflects back. And it doesn't soften or place the light where you need it to, so you may look at pictures and it may look harsh, it may not look right, and it's because of the makeup that you wear. Makeup is very, very important. You might not think about it. You can go to your local drugstore. CoverGirl has a really great line. Maybelline and all those have a really great line. And of course they're shown on TV, and I haven't per se, been in those studios to test with them to say, yes, this looks great in wedding pictures. But I advise you to go and get, like I said, a few samples of different types of makeup. Take a few photographs before, like, a big day. Say, for instance, you have an award ceremony, you have prom. Any type of pictures that you're taking, I advise you to do a trial run and see which formulas you like. As I mentioned, HD, if you want to go more natural, it is more natural. It doesn't give that mask look. It actually gives your skin that more natural skin looking. It smooths, it covers, it's just gorgeous.
Okay. And as she mentioned, when you try your test pictures, I would recommend not doing it with a camera phone. I know that everybody loves their camera phones, and I have my own personal opinions about them. But if you want to make sure, your photographers at a prom or at an award ceremony or something aren't going to be using a camera phone. And if they are, call me, because that's not right. But they're going to be using a bigger camera. They're going to be using something that's a professional type camera. And if that's what you're testing it with, then you're not going to get a good example of what a result would look like. You want to use at least at the minimum a point and shoot. If you know somebody who has something that's a bigger, like DSLR, one of the ones with the lenses that comes off, then that would be probably my biggest suggestion for testing.
And I would definitely say go outside and get in some natural light. That's the best way to really see how the makeup looks on yourself, because a lot of times this is artificial light. So it can show up differently as well versus going outside. And I know personally for myself, I'll have brides that after I do a wedding consultation, they may use it with their camera phone. They may see something a little different. Camera phones are not made for professional photography, so there's a difference. So like she said, you know, if you can get a real camera, or if you can meet with the photographer after you do your trial run, just say, hey, I just want to test this makeup out, I advise you to do so prior to your big day.
I agree. So we are going to take a quick break. And as you can see, both Trish and I are pretty natural right now.
Yes.
And she's going to do some fun stuff just to show you what a little bit different can look like. Just something that the everyday person can do with a few different products and would look absolutely great on camera. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, we're back and closer up to you. And Trisha has done a beautiful job on her makeup. Now we have somebody in the background who thinks it's a little bit more than natural, but we're going to let you decide. So, now what did we do here? Because I was watching, I was fascinated. I actually should have left the camera on because you guys should have seen it. It was so cool. And, oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. I thought of it while you were doing it. Because you were doing it, and it really wasn't that long, but it was maybe longer than that whole, you know, they say if it's more than 5 minutes, it's too much. So it was a little bit more than that. So what do you feel about that type of rule with the whole 5 minute, 10 minute, an hour and a half type of makeup thing?
I mean, it's a personal preference. A lot of people don't want to spend a lot of time doing their makeup. So think about the key things that you want to enhance. There's features on your face that you really want to bring forth that are beautiful. Like, for instance, say you have pretty brown eyes, say you have pretty green eyes. So I would pretty much focus on maybe using eyeshadows that bring out your eyes and then maybe soften every other area. And then you don't have to spend that much time on doing a full face because you're really only focusing on key areas. So maybe you have really strong cheekbones, so then you don't focus so much on the eyes, maybe putting on like liner or mascara, but really, you know, contouring or highlighting and putting your blush on your cheeks. And that cuts down the time that it takes to do your makeup, because instead of doing like a full face where you're really focusing on everything, you're focusing on the key things that really stand out on your face.
Okay. Now, you also, I don't know if you guys can see her eyes, but her eyes are very, very pretty. You used a specific brand when you were doing the eyes, and you said that that was a good starter brand if you want to test out colors.
Okay, so a lot of people don't want to spend millions of dollars on makeup, and we know makeup adds up and it can be pricey. Most eyeshadows start anywhere between $18 and they can go all the way up to $30, $40, if not more than that. So if you're starting off and you don't want to spend a lot, some cosmetic brands that are in the stores, or e.l.f. e.l.f. is a really great place to start. NYC is another good place to start.
Ooh, I've seen them.
L'Oreal has some that are really pretty, and you can go in and pick up those brands. You can go home and test, and you can play with that makeup, and then you can, like I said, pair it with a photographer to do some test shots.
Okay. Now, what exactly have we done here?
Okay, so I'll say the difference. So for Tiffany, as you can see, she is made up. She is made up like naturally. This would be your everyday. For some people, they're like, oh, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but this is a beautiful fresh face where she pretty much just evened out her skin tone, and this can be a wonderful everyday look. Now you may, like I said, if you're doing photography, you may want to switch up and use HD foundation and set it with maybe HD powder. And like I said, accent the areas that you really want to enhance, that you really want the camera to capture. Like if you want to draw people into the eyes, you want to pick those colors that are great for your eye color. So to go from this look, I just added a little bit more for me to really pull it all together and get that finished, polished look. Keep in mind that there are certain colors that the cameras pick up, so you don't want to use colors that in the camera's eye, when you can see it in person to the naked eye. So let's just stop there. The naked eye and the camera eye are two totally different type of eyes. What the camera sees is different than what you'll see in your bathroom. Or even if you went outside with a mirror. Totally different than what the camera sees.
Like, I know a lot of women, you know, they do that after 5, really dark, smoky eye type of thing. And you have to remember, like, if you have smaller eyes, especially on a camera, that's going to make your eyes look really small. And, you know, like, there's things photographers can do to enhance that if you have a good photographer. Then we do know that. But like sometimes that might be a little bit too much, you know, for like a camera when you're trying to do something that's maybe, you know, more natural, more springy, more summer type of a look, more so than say a winter harsh type of thing.
Yeah, and I know for brides, a lot of times you go with the color for the season, or you go with your favorite color that you would use for your occasion, but you just also, like I said, you want to keep in mind that a lilac purple in your dress might not show up on your face, and it might not show up in your pictures. What happens is if it's a really bright lilac, especially if it has shimmers to it, it's going to reflect, and all it's going to look like is white on your face. So
that's another thing, especially when you get with like lilacs, blues, sometimes those type of pastel like primary colors. Type of colors, sometimes they don't come out that color that you're looking at.
Exactly.
You know, like purples can come out blue, you know, blue can come out a little bit with a yellow tint to it. Different things like that. So that's something that you really want to get with your makeup artist and your photographer and talk about as well. That's a good point.
And consultations with your makeup artist, going through trial runs as well with your makeup artist. You may have to do more than one to get to the right look that fits for your special day. And I advise you to do that. If you have to go through 3 iterations, do that before your wedding, because you want your pictures are the only thing you have. Your wedding literally will fly by. It's going to be gone like so fast. You do all that planning, it's going so fast. The only thing you'll have left is your pictures. Whether it's a graduation ceremony, any type of ceremony, it goes really fast. The only thing you have left is the pictures that you invest in. So you want to be able to look at those pictures and look back at them and say, oh my gosh, I remember this day. And you know, you wanted to bring out the joy and the happiness that you had on that day. So you just want to bring it all together. I always say you wouldn't spend $1,000 on your dress or your outfit and then pay $2 for your shoes. You should have a full total look. You know what I mean? Everything should flow together. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't cost a lot. But it does take a little research. You research for your dress for your wedding. You put a lot of time and effort researching for the decorations. You do a lot of time and effort researching the banquet hall. Do the same thing for your face. Like I said, pictures are the only thing that you're going to have. So put that much investment in your total body appearance.
I absolutely agree.
So, and since we, like I said, we kind of went off. We talked about the naked eye and the camera. Basically, all I did was add just a little bit of color. For me, I'm warm tone. I have more of a golden undertone. So I just enhanced it a little bit by using eyeshadows and blush that had a yellow base, a more goldish base, and more of an orange base. My natural flesh tone. For my cheeks, I wanted to look like, you know, I was blushing. So I didn't use a lot, but I used enough, hopefully, that you can see it on my cheeks, where it gives me a natural blush. And then I used more like a natural color on my lips. And this takes you from an everyday to more of now I'm ready to take my photos.
I like it. Well, this one has been a little bit longer, but I hope that you've gotten a lot of tips. I have gotten a lot of tips. I'm probably going to look like 10 times better tomorrow when I do this video. So, except for that, it'll probably be in the morning and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I really just got out of bed. There's no way I'm doing this much makeup. But either way, we hope that you've gotten great tips. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, you have a why you want to know, as always, look for me in all the different social medias that I've told you about. And Tricia, where can they find you?
They can find us. I have a business partner. Her name is Angela Burgess, and she is wonderful. So you can find both of us on www.reflectionsme.com, or you can go to Patricia Reflections Moore.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, so we will see you again, because she's going to be my special guest for another session. And hopefully, if you have any other questions, you will get in contact with us. Okay, bye.
See you later.